and welcome to my YouTube channel, Kate May Modern Day Mystic. Thank you for joining me. We are looking at the full moon in Aries now, and as usual I've created a tarot spread that connects to that energy. So let's have a look at how the full moon is going to work this time. So we're in the new cycle, at the start of a new Zodiac cycle with Aries. Even though it's a full moon, we start the new Zodiac houses system, and Aries being number one themselves. So Aries are passionate, they're impulsive, fiery. They love to speak out and can home everything into themselves, using themselves as a reflection to everything. So this is the time to put your own needs first, to speak out and to take a stand. As the leaders of the Zodiac, you are being called to lead the way and honour your own feelings and needs. Aries are ruled by the planet Mars, the planet of wars, destruction and anger, as well as passion and drive. So be careful you don't speak in anger or sign up to anything on impulse. As full moons bring heightened emotions, this could spark something explosive if you're not careful. But on a positive note, this is a great time to realise your potential, what it could be, and focus your attention on what drives you to succeed now, to be the best, what lights your fire and emotions now. The Aries full moon brings with it intense energy and highlights fears that we are ready to move away from. Your appearance may be important now, how you stand out from the crowd. Perhaps you have realised what works and what doesn't work, and how you can go forward feeling more comfortable, confident and empowering. As with all full moons, they show a realisation of what isn't working, what has come full cycle, and now what needs to be released, including things that we've perhaps been hidden or had within our shadow side. Action is required now. Huge shifts have been happening recently, and now more action is required from us individually to create a stir, but also to allow us to stand in our own power. The Mars connection will mean this won't please everyone, but hey, Aries is about pleasing ourselves, not others. As with all things, balance is required, and you could get over selfish now as well. So by putting yourself first too much, make sure that you get a little bit of a balance there. Mars, the fearless warrior, encourages you to feel the fear and do it anyway. Draw on that raw power from within ourselves to give more confidence and transformation from old ways that are now not serving into this magnificent, independent selves. As the start of the Zodiac, this is a great time to do a reality check. So check in on who you are. What do you stand for? Are you happy with your choices, your actions, yourself? If so, fabulous. But if not, this would be a great time where the energy is shining light on what you need to change. Ask yourself if you have made some rash decisions lately that may not have been for the best, perhaps too impulsive. Have you been acting in a selfish way? Do you need to slow down a little and perhaps take a little bit of quiet time, allowing others to share their points of view and comments without being all about you? Are you happy with how you look, how you feel? Do you need to take some action now? What is driving you? Keep it positive. Aries is ruled by the tarot card, the Emperor, a card of authority energy, masculine power, drive and determination, sometimes represented by a father or father figure, who supports and encourages you to do the right thing. Setting boundaries connected to the Emperor card and being master of your own destiny are also important. So let's have a look at some of the tarot questions we can ask. What drives you now? Fire in your belly that requires action. How can you action your desires now? What needs to be burned away? How can you lead the way? Best way to control your temper, and of course the Aries full moon message. Use your tarot cards with this spread under the full moon, light to give power to the reading. Crystals to enhance the energy could be garnet, ruby, diamond and citrine. Use red and gold candles along with water and earth elements to balance the mood. Obviously water when you're having fire. So let's have a look at this tarot spread then. So the first one, what drives us now? What is the energy driving us now? Ace of Summer, gorgeous. So it's on emotional levels. So aces are always beginning. The energy that's driving us now is on an emotional matter here. It's new beginnings, it's exciting. There's a sense of freedom in the air as well. Aces have potential, so now we're driving into a potentially new creative spark, new inspiration energy there, opening ourselves up to wonderful things. What fire is in your belly that requires action? What fire in your belly requires action. It's the Lovers card. Now, coupled with the Ace of Summer, the Ace of Cups, there could be some hot romance coming in now. So fire in your belly, that requires action. Obviously, the Lovers card is all about relationships, but also communication. So not necessarily always in a relationship, but it may be for you. But communication, that's important. Literally putting your cards on the table, being open and being honest. So the fire in your belly that requires action is communication. Coming together with like-minded people. Perhaps if you're single, you might have just met your soulmate there. If you're with somebody, things could be going on for another deeper level. Either way, communication and commitment is important at the moment. So this is where the energy needs to be fired up. How can you action your desires now? How can you action your desires now? Let's have a look. How can you action your desires? Two of Winter. Ooh, now that's a staying still card. So how can we action our desires now? Now, sometimes there's not a lot we can do about a decision, the Two of Wands. Sometimes we've just got to hold fire, literally, and wait until things can calm down or until there's a moment where we can move forward. So if you've got desires, remember aces, the action around us, that drives us, is just potential. So in order to move forward with it, we may have to pause for a moment and wait for things to realign. The Two of Wands, the Two of Swords is also about indecisions and choices. So action your desire now by making the right choice, following your heart, following your intuition. And if you are in a stuck position, do I do this? Do I do that? Weigh up everything. Weigh up everything. The Two of Wands indicates that you may be trying to please others. So with that Aries energy, you've got to start pleasing yourself here. All right, so how can you action your desires now? The Two of Swords indicate here making the right choices for you, what intuitively work for you. How can you lead the way now? How can you lead the way now? The Star, fabulous. How can you lead the way? Wow, everything is possible. You've just got to go for it. The Star card brings energy of positivity, optimism, hope, new beginnings, happy changes. It's a great, great card. So how can you lead the way? It's aligned to Aquarius. It just says be yourself. Aquarians like to do things a bit different. They're a bit quirky. So this isn't saying follow sheep. This isn't saying do what everyone else is saying. How can you lead the way? By being the best version of yourself here. By being positive, by being optimistic, and actually by understanding that everything has its place, everything will fall into place. There's an element of having to trust the divine here as well. But leading the way in your own unique power. How exciting. Best way to control your temper now. It's a little bit of an Aries trait there. Best way to control your temper. Okay, the Empress with love and compassion. The Empress. If you do feel the need to blow off any hot steam there, come back with a bit of love and a bit of nurturing, maybe a bit of an apology, all right? Do things in a way that's going to be loving, that's going to be helpful, that's going to be kind and nurturing to somebody. So really hold back and think about your temper. Think about how you want to deal with things that may be causing a little bit of fire there in a negative way. This card is all about love. This card is all about nurture. This card is about comfortable motherly vibe here. So the best way to control your temper really with Venus connection there is with love and with compassion. And your Aries full moon message, it's the World. These are fabulous cards for this month. It's the World. So your Aries full moon message, guys, is you're coming into a whole new cycle now. Loose ends are being tied up. Things are coming to a completed movement there, and there is a new chapter around you. Now, you may just be in a position here where you've got the full moons, you're coming to the end of something, but over the next couple of days, this energy is reinforced with that full moon vibe there that indicates a whole new chapter. You're going to bring with it all your knowledge, all your experiences of this old chapter there. It's so interesting that we've got the World and we've got the Aries as the first planet of the first sign of the Zodiac here. So as we move into a new astrological full moon cycle here, the World talks about this completed energy coming in there, and everything that you've taken from this last year. If you think about where you were perhaps 6 months ago in the Aries new moon, what has manifested for you since then, what has worked, what has not worked, leave the things behind that's not worked, take your knowledge from that, learn from that, but everything that has worked, you're now ready to go into this new chapter, new cycle, and it's blooming marvelous there. A brilliant success brilliant success. So we love that as a message. New chapters, fabulous. Okay, if you would like to book your own card, Aries full moon spread, then just message me. If not, have a go yourself. Let me know how you get on there. Fabulous. Enjoy the full moon, everyone.